Welcome to today's chilling episode of Spirit Horror World. Have you ever thought that all the birds in a village could suddenly disappear in one night, but there is no body, no sound, just a strange silence? The village of Bolipur in 1960. On one side is a river, on the other side is a forest where people never return. At first, no one paid any attention, but when the sky over the village became completely empty, and in the middle of the night a flock of deformed birds with legs burned by fire were seen flying towards the forest, that's when the real horror began. Then comes a dumb madman. He doesn't speak, he only prays. After he arrives, the birds return. But when he leaves the village, that very night the ground starts shaking, the dogs are all around, and those who were hurt by his hands wake up bloody in their sleep. And do you know how the huge birds flying through the sky one night were carrying live cows and goats? Or that terrifying moment when the villagers realize who they were actually saving from and who they themselves drove away. There is a scene in the middle of this story where people of three religions stand together in front of the forest, and the sounds of screams, thunder, and death come from within. Hearing that moment will take your breath away. To know the whole story, you have to watch the video till the end. If you are scared, like it. Write in the comments what questions arise in your mind and share the video with those who love such stories. Let's go. Without further delay, enter that night in the village of Bolipur. Now we come to the main incident. The time was towards the end of winter. Once, the people of that village noticed that the number of animals in the village was decreasing day by day, especially birds. Wild animals were not seen very often. Earlier, many birds used to come to the village from other villages or from the nearby forest. They no longer come to the village. After going for a few days like this, the people of Bolipur village saw that the number of birds in this village had decreased a lot. After a few days, they noticed that no birds were seen anymore, but the domestic animals they had at home, such as ducks, chickens, cows, goats, were all fine. Even the dogs and cats were all fine. It was not just the birds in the village that were missing. Then, the people of this village started looking for birds. Where did the birds go? This Arshad Nana also went with everyone to look for birds if at least one bird could be seen, but no birds could be found. Although the people of the village were surprised by this matter, they did not give it much importance because the matter was neither personal nor collective. They were hard-working people who farmed. It is natural that there is no reason to worry so much about whether there are birds or not. Different people keep making different comments. Some say that winter is coming to an end, so for this reason the birds may have gone somewhere else. Others say that the birds may be in the nearby forest or have gone far away. Maybe that is why we have no birds here, or that is why there is a food crisis here. In this way, different people keep making different comments. A week goes by like this, but somehow not a single person in the village sees a single bird. Nothing big or small, not a single bird. One night, a person in that village, his name is Pradeep Thakur, he left his house to go to the washroom in the middle of the night. In villages, the washrooms are usually outside the house. Some of them are quite far away. So after going to the washroom, when he returned from work, he noticed that there were 15 to 20 big birds. The birds had faces like the faces of burnt people. According to him, they were big birds like the ostriches we see. The birds are flying together, and each bird is black in color, but their legs are burning like fire. The birds turn this way and that. They go towards the forest, that is, towards the direction where the forest was. He gets very scared seeing this thing. Now we come to the main incident. The time was towards the end of winter. Once, the people of that village noticed that the number of animals in the village was decreasing day by day, especially birds. Wild animals were not seen very often. Earlier, many birds used to come to the village from other villages or from the nearby forest. They no longer come to the village. After going for a few days like this, the people of Bolipur village saw that the number of birds in this village had decreased a lot. After a few days, they noticed that no birds were seen anymore, but the domestic animals they had at home, such as ducks, chickens, cows, goats, were all fine. Even the dogs and cats were all fine. It was not just the birds in the village that were missing. Then the people of this village started looking for birds. Where did the birds go? This Arshad Nana also went with everyone to look for birds if at least one bird could be seen, but no birds could be found. Although the people of the village were surprised by this matter, they did not give it much importance because the matter was neither personal nor collective. They were hard-working people who farmed. It is natural that there is no reason to worry so much about whether there are birds or not. Different people keep making different comments. Some say that winter is coming to an end, so for this reason the birds may have gone somewhere else. Others say that the birds may be in the nearby forest or have gone far away. Maybe that is why we have no birds here, or that is why there is a food crisis here. In this way, different people keep making different comments. A week goes by like this, but somehow not a single person in the village sees a single bird. Nothing big or small, not a single bird. One night, a person in that village, his name is Pradeep Thakur, he left his house to go to the washroom in the middle of the night. In villages, the washrooms are usually outside the house. Some of them are quite far away. So, after going to the washroom, when he returned from work, he noticed that there were 15 to 20 big birds. The birds had faces like the faces of burnt people. According to him, they were big birds like the ostriches we see. The birds are flying together, and each bird is black in color, but their legs are burning like fire. The birds turn this way and that. They go towards the forest, that is, towards the direction where the forest was. He gets very scared seeing this thing. He quickly comes home and goes to sleep. He wakes up in the morning and tells everyone about this incident. Hearing Pradeep Thakur, some believe him and some laugh it off. Some say that there is a forest nearby. Maybe a big bird could come from there, because we don't really know what is in that forest. The villagers don't go there out of fear. How can we tell if there is such a big bird? It hasn't come for a long time. There were many birds in the village, that's why it hasn't come. Look, since there are no birds in the village now, that's why it might be coming. When Pradeep Thakur told this incident, half his brother's grandfather and father-in-law were present there. 2 days after this incident, in the morning, a middle-aged madman appeared in the village. He must be around 50 years old. The madman came to a junction of 3 roads in the village. There was a tamarind tree in the middle of that junction. The madman came and sat under the tamarind tree. The madman did not speak a word to anyone. He closed his eyes and started reading something in his own way. When a madman came to the village, some of us became very curious. Their curiosity was aroused. Similarly, some people came and asked the madman where he was coming from, why he was coming,
What is his name? They started asking different types of questions, but the madman did not say anything. Some said that the madman should not be disturbed. Some said that this man was a government spy. Some said that he had come to steal and should be thrown out of the village. But this madman did not say anything. He kept mumbling in his mind what he was saying or kept reading. No one understood what he was reading. Now, the people of the village were making different kinds of comments. At that time, all the members of the village panchayat told the brother that no one should disturb the madman. And the village panchayat which was there, everyone accepted the panchayat's decision. Then everyone went to work as they pleased. At that time, very few people would go out in the evening. So those who went out for any special need would see that madman offering prayers. From the next day, the people of the village started noticing that when it was time for prayers, he would regularly offer prayers at his place. And many of those whose houses were around that tamarind tree, if they left their houses at night, whether to go to the washroom or for any other reason, everyone would notice that the madman was offering prayers. Those who saw this matter would discuss it with other people the next day. Seeing the madman's behavior with other people, many people in that village developed an illusion towards that madman. From the place where that illusion was created, many people would give the madman whatever food they could. When the food was given, he would not eat it immediately. They had to leave it with the madman. Madmen do not talk.
When a person gives us something, we say yes or no or just gesture. But that madman doesn't say anything. He doesn't even gesture. So the people of the village would leave the food and leave. When they would come to get their plates or glasses, they would see that the madman had eaten very nicely and had left the plates and glasses clean. The people of the village started to notice another thing, that under the tamarind tree where the madman used to sit, quite a few birds could be seen, and within a few days the village was filled with birds like before. After a few days, the madman started doing a task. Every day he would go to one house and sprinkle a glass of water on that house. When he had sprinkled water on 10 to 12 houses like this, an incident happened. The last house where he sprinkled water was a house near that house. The owner of that house was Untu Pramanik. In the morning, Untu Pramanik noticed that 2 big cows were missing from his cowshed. That means there were no cows. Seeing this, he felt bad. How would a farmer feel if he lost a cow? They started searching everywhere. They couldn't find it anywhere. Then they became suspicious of that madman. Since the night before that madman had come to the house next door by sprinkling water, and he wouldn't tell anyone why he had released the water. In the morning, all the men in the house hurriedly went to the madman and started beating the madman without asking anything. Whenever he hit the madman started making grunting sounds with his mouth. Then the people around came to stop them, and everyone realized that this madman was actually a dumb man. Then everyone said that instead of killing this madman, they should keep him here and inform the panchayat. Everyone in the village caught the madman. When they came to the panchayat, they asked this madman whether he knew anything about cows. But the madman first indicated that he did not know anything about cows, and the madman tried to explain by indicating that he had come for the good of this village, but no one understood him that way. When everyone kept pressuring him from all sides, he remained silent. For a long time, they asked him various questions. Where is his house? What is his name? Where did he come from? They asked everything by indicating, but he did not say anything even by indicating. At that time, the panchayat leaders present there got very angry with the madman and whipped him. Blood also started flowing from his body. When they hit this madman's body, then the madman pointed to the sky and kept saying, "No, no, no." We used our hands to say, "No, no, 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 no." So it seems that someone from the sky wants to come down, but the madman is forbidding him to come down. Anyway, when he was being beaten, many people present felt pity. They said, "Well, did any of you see that he took the cow? No one saw it. No one saw that he was stealing the cow, and you are beating him. He cannot be hit again." Several people stood up for him. So what should be done now? He is dumb and he is crazy. Why would he steal the cow? Anyway, all the members of the panchayat and the villagers decided that the madman cannot be kept in the village, since everyone has a suspicion towards him. After that, even if there is a small theft, everyone will suspect him, so it would be better not to keep him, whether he is a thief or not. So everyone together takes that madman far away from the village in a boat. What else do you mean? So that the madman cannot come back. And some of the good people who were on the side of that madman, some of them gestured to the madman that they were also in the boat, and they also went with him so that no harm would come to the madman. And the crazy guy says, "Brother, never come to our village again. If you ever come to our village, then there are some people here who are angry with you. They will beat you to death." This is how he means by pointing. The crazy person is taken to a far-away place and released across the river. But even after this, the crazy person is treated so badly. It is better to keep one thing quiet here. This Hafiz brother's maternal grandfather, who was in Bolipur village until now, was there. Then he came to his own village. Then the maternal grandfather who gave him this incident, he himself witnessed it until now. Then he moved to the village of Bagadanga. Then when he went to visit that Bolipur again, he heard the incident that happened later from everyone, especially how his uncle told his grandfather about the incident. So after leaving that madman, strange things started happening. That night, everyone heard the sound of dogs. The sound was so loud that it seemed like 20 to 25 dogs barking together. It seemed like a huge animal was walking along the road together, and because of their walking, even the ground on the road seemed to be shaking. There was a gentle earthquake. There was a rumbling sound, the sound of walking. This incident was realized by the people of the whole village who were awake that night or did not sleep for some reason. And this incident happened, but after the madman was taken out of the village in the afternoon, everyone noticed one thing from that night onwards. Everyone who had attacked that madman had fever and injury marks on their bodies. When they were asked what was the reason for your fever and why are there marks on the body, everyone says the same thing. At night, they dreamed that someone was hitting them on the back with a thin stick. There were 2 of them, and they were around 20 to 22 years old. They were very angry and were screaming loudly because of this. They woke up and saw that their backs were in a lot of pain. There were marks on their backs. And in the meantime, everyone in the house woke up because of their screaming. When all the family members came and saw that each person had a thin mark on their back, it seemed like they had been hit very hard. Then everyone realized that what they had seen in their dream was not a dream, it was real. Meanwhile, everyone was talking about the sounds of animals moving at night. Why were the dogs barking so loudly at night? I felt like some huge animal was walking along the road. It felt like the road was shaking. When everyone in the village was sitting together and talking about this incident, 2 people came and said that they had not seen any dogs or cats in the village since morning. They had not even seen any birds. In this way, the people of the village became aware of the incident, and everyone in the village saw that it was true. In the whole village, where there were many dogs and cats, the birds also became normal. But where did they go in one night? These incidents happened the morning after the madman was thrown out of the village. Some in the village said that the birds had gone before and would return later.
Meanwhile, what happened? A man was seen in the river at noon. Many people went to bathe. At that time, they noticed that a boatman was coming towards the village of Bolipur from the opposite side of the river with 2 cows and an old man. Everyone knew the boatman, but no one recognized the person who came with him. After some time, when they reached the bank of the river, many people said, "Hey, this cow is from Antugram. Where did you get this cow?" Then the person who came with the boatman told the village people and took me to the Panchayat Pradhan. "I will tell you everything about the incident." Then everyone together took the cow and the man to the Panchayat. That means go to the Panchayat Pradhan. When it became known in the village that the bones of Aunt Jawarik's cow had been found, the curious people of Bolipur village came under the tamarind tree, and Antu Pramanik and his family also came.
The people of the village panchayat asked the name of the young man. When a young man is called an old man, what is a middle-aged man? The old man told his name, but could not remember the name of Hafiz Bhai's maternal grandfather. He had forgotten the name. However, from what he was saying, his name could be Nizam Mia. So we assumed that the name was Nizam Mia. So his name is Nizam Mia. Then everyone asked Nizam Mia where he got this cow. Then Nizam Mia said that his son had stolen this cow from Antu Pramanik's house the night before yesterday. Then they asked him, "Where is your house?" Then he said it was 2 villages next to Bolipur village. Hafiz Bhai could not remember the name either. Anyway, when the name of that village was mentioned, the excited crowd got angry. Some started beating the old man. Then the heads of the village panchayat forbade beating the old man. The panchayat pradhan asked that, "Nizam Mia, why did you bring the cow back to this village again? You know that your life is in danger here." Then that Nizam Mia said when his son stole the cow the night before yesterday and went home without any problem, so he returned home with the cow. There was no problem all day. He fed the cow. Normally the cow eats and drinks without any problem. Everything was normal. The incident started last midnight. He has a son and 2 children, his son and his son's wife. So everyone went to sleep like every night. In the middle of the night, someone started calling my son's name. Both his son and his son's wife heard this call. They thought that maybe a neighbor was in danger so late at night, so they were calling. When my son and his wife came out of the house together, they saw 2 boys, approximately 20 to 22 years old. They were standing outside. The boys looked very handsome. They were all wearing the same clothes, and all the clothes were white. Then his son said, "Who are you? They're calling my name. I've never seen you before." As soon as he said this, the 2 boys stretched out their arms and slapped Nizam Mia's son. And the slap was so hard that his son fell down right. So Nizam Mia said, "My son was slapped from a distance of 20 to 25 feet. Seeing the scene, my son's wife immediately fainted, and after being slapped by her son, she lost the power of speech. Then one of these 2 people told my son that by stealing this cow, you have done a great wrong. Our master has been humiliated because of you. I will return the cow by tomorrow, and I will confess everything myself. If you do not listen to us, we will severely punish your 2 children as well as all your followers wherever they are." Saying this, the 2 boys started stretching their arms again. He hit the cow again. Then they slowly started flying towards the sky, and at one point they seemed to disappear into thin air. Then my son regained his senses and immediately told everyone, "What can be done about this incident now?" Then as a father, I told him that you should return it. But he himself stole it. If he goes to return it, there can be a lot of trouble. Many people may be angry with him. It is normal. That is why I am an old man. I have come out of my conscience and responsibility. I apologize to you for my son's actions, and I have come to return the cow. So then many people present tried to beat the old man. Although some people beat him with joy, at one point the village panchayat forbade it, and the old man promised everyone that his son would never steal again. The village panchayat chief decided that since his son had done wrong, now the punishment for his son cannot be given to your father. Then the people of the panchayat said that it is okay for you to leave the village. The village panchayat and others started scolding the one whose cow was stolen. For this reason, it was a huge crime to touch that madman without understanding anything.
At that time, many people in the village were drinking alcohol. They went to the place where the madman had been left and apologized to the madman and brought him back to the village. Many people proposed to the village panchayat. The members of the village panchayat all accepted and gave the responsibility to some of them to go the next day, and if they had time, the people of the panchayat would also go and find the madman. But they searched where he had been left and then searched many villages, but not a single person saw that madman. After searching for a long time, when they could not find any trace of them, they returned to the village and searched again. At some point, people forgot about the matter and it ended like this.
In the meantime, an incident was happening that no one noticed for a few days at first. Some terrible incidents started happening in the village. Cows, goats, ducks and chickens started going missing from someone's house. Not all at once. Every night, cows, goats, ducks and chickens went missing from 4 or 5 people's houses. As they went missing, more than half of the cows, goats, ducks and chickens in the village went missing. The village started making a fuss about this matter. But the surprising thing was that none of the cows, goats, ducks or chickens were missing from the houses where that madman had sprinkled water. Cows, goats, ducks and chickens were missing from a few houses around those houses. I mean, everything was missing except for those. Right after this incident, one night a woman in the village went to the washroom. She called her husband. She took her husband with her. When they were returning, the woman said to her husband, "Look, what are those things in the sky?" Then, the woman and her husband saw a flock of huge birds flying in the sky, and these birds were carrying their cows, goats and sheep with their 2 feet, which meant that eagles could not catch them and were going towards the forest. When they saw this, they both got very scared. They quickly went into the house, closed the doors and windows and went to bed. In the morning, they shared this with everyone. Then all the people of the village gathered together and called the members of the panchayat. Everyone decided that they would take turns guarding. A team of 1 member from each house would be formed to guard each neighborhood so that they could understand where the things were going. What was happening, whether the cows, goats and sheep were being stolen or some other animal was taking them away or whether some invisible force was attacking the village, no one knew. When this guarding started, the surprising thing was that this time the cows, goats and sheep were not missing. This time what was happening was that the cows, goats and sheep were staying in their owners' houses, but they were still dead. That is, it looked like something had broken the animals' necks and sucked their blood. Even after guarding for a few days, no results were found. Every day because cows, goats, ducks and chickens were being taken from someone's house. Then, the village panchayat head and others consulted everyone in the village to find out what was really happening because they had been guarding for 5 or 6 days already, but the problem had not stopped. Then why were the animals being found dead? Earlier they would have gone missing altogether. Now they were being found dead because of the guarding. Again, none of the people who were guarding had seen anything in these few days. One of them said that he had seen something. What was that? The old man said, "Last night I woke up thinking that I was going to pray tahajjud. In the night I went to Kalpar to perform ablution. When I finished and returned home, and since Kalpar was a little far from my house, then a sound came to my ears. It seemed like many footsteps were coming together. At first I thought that the people who were guarding seemed to be moving together. That is why there was so much noise. Even then, since this situation is happening to animals and birds one after the other in the village, I went to hide a little to clear the matter. I saw some things from the hide. After about 2 or 3 minutes, I saw many black dogs coming along the road, and the dogs were much bigger than ordinary dogs. Each dog had a dwarf-shaped animal sitting on its back, and this animal had a lot of cuts on its body like a porcupine. They started moving very slowly. They were visible for some time and then disappeared before my eyes. This is also what the old man said. He also said that after seeing this, he was very scared. After hearing this and everything that was happening in the village, everyone understood that some evil force had appeared in the village. The village panchayat heads decided to invite all the poets, imams, and pandits from nearby villages to come the next afternoon to help solve the problem of our village. If anyone can solve this problem, we will definitely give him due respect. Many people started suggesting names of poets, imams, and pandits from different villages.
The village heads wrote down all the names and addresses and assigned people to invite them, ensuring they all would come by tomorrow afternoon. Those who were guarding would continue their watch tonight. After that, everyone went their own way. The next afternoon, everyone gathered under the tamarind tree. That night too, cows and goats were found dead in several houses, bloodless. When everyone gathered, those who came from outside heard all the events and said, "You have done a very wrong thing by driving that madman away. He may have come to the village for some purpose. From what you have said, it seems that the madman came to protect your village." All the imams, pandits, and poets present agreed. This village has been visited by a group of ghosts. 1, 2, or many ghosts have been seen here, and they believed that the dumb madman would come again, God willing, to free the village from those ghosts. Among the visitors, there was an old man who advised that for the good of the village, everyone should organize a prayer by collecting rice and dal from each house. This rice and dal would be cooked and delivered to every house in the village. The old man believed the madman would come to this prayer ceremony. The other scholars and imams agreed, recalling that similar incidents had happened before. The village heads and youths were given the responsibility to collect rice and dal, cook the food, and deliver it to every house after Asr prayer. Just after the Asr prayer, as the imam was finishing, everyone noticed a man riding a white horse. As he came closer, it became clear that he looked like the madman whom they had beaten and thrown out of the village. Everyone started saying, "This is the madman we drove away." But now the madman's appearance had changed dramatically. A bright light seemed to emanate from his clothes. Then the man on the horse spoke. Everyone was surprised because the madman had never spoken before. He said, "I am not the person you think I am. I am his twin brother. My brother name is Muhammad Abdur Rahim, and I am Muhammad Abdur Rahman. We look alike, but my brother Abdur Rahim has been mute since birth. Yet by the power of Allah, he has gained immense religious and spiritual knowledge. He practiced day and night, and many dumb children of the Jinn nation took initiation from my brother. Our home is in Pakistan. My brother came to save your village and its people, but you did not recognize him." The village heads apologized to Abdur Rahman Huzur for their mistakes. A person asked why his brother came and how he knew the village was in danger. Abdur Rahman Huzur explained. He said, "There was a famous old man in the village, Abdul Aziz. Many of the elders present had heard about Abdul Aziz from their fathers and grandfathers. Abdul Aziz was pious and feared by evil jinns. His grave remains in the village." Abdur Rahman Huzur said, "Abdul Aziz is my grandfather. After 1947, my father moved to Pakistan with our family. In the forest near your village, 23 powerful and terrifying demon jinns live. They take different forms, mostly dwarf-shaped Chinese, violent in nature, led by 22 others of various religions. Their job is to drink the blood of animals. Once the animals are gone, they target humans. They have visited your village before, over 50 years ago. This is how baboon pishachas have entered your village at night.
They used to kill animals. Then my grandfather would lock these ghosts in bottles and bury the bottles under a tree in the forest. This started a long time ago, which is why many people don't remember it. But now it has become serious. The bottles are buried under trees.
Before the ghosts were freed, they promised my grandfather that if they ever escaped, no animal or human in this village would survive. They usually drank the blood of animals, but now they would not spare humans either. About 3 months ago, a storm blew down several trees. The tree under which the bottles were buried was uprooted, and somehow the bottles' mouths opened. The ghosts were freed. They were weak at first, but slowly regained strength and started attacking the animals in the village, beginning with the birds. My grandfather had told my father that if the ghosts were ever freed, they must be captured again to protect the village. Our loyal Jinns informed us that the ghosts had been freed. My father sent my brother to capture them, but they cannot be caught by mere will. They require a special ritual. Khan Abdur Rahman said, "From tonight, you will see 3 black dogs and 3 horses. Never hurt them and do not let them eat anything. They can only be seen at night. If you see these black dogs and white horses while walking at night, close your eyes briefly and then open them. They will stay for a few days to protect you from the ghosts. Because of these dogs and horses, you will be safe, insha'Allah. In 6 days from today, I, my father, and my dumb brother will come to whichever house you are staying in, insha'Allah. On that day, all your problems will be solved, God willing. During this, 3 people are required: an imam, a Hindu pundit, and a Christian priest knowledgeable in Christianity. They must be present after Isha prayers at 3 roads near the tamarind tree. I and my brother will then come and guide you." Saying this, Abdur Rahman Huzur left, riding his horse. He had only come for a short time to give these instructions. The villagers followed his instructions carefully. There was an imam and a Hindu pundit in the village, but no Christian priest. Some villagers contacted a priest from Ranagat to come for the day. During these 6 days, villagers reported hearing dogs and horses running loudly outside. Strange sounds could be heard, and some claimed to see the animals at night. Yet no harm was done. No cows, goats, or other animals were lost or killed. Finally, the desired day arrived. The villagers waited anxiously since evening. After Isha prayer, they saw 3 men on white horses approaching. As they came closer, everyone recognized the twin brothers Abdur Rahim and Abdur Rahman, along with their father. The three greeted the villagers. Two especially gestured in greeting. The mute brother instructed the village heads that everyone should return to their homes. No one should go outside tonight. Everyone obeyed. Later, during the night, terrible noises echoed. It sounded like a violent storm, with deafening screams and shouts. A massacre seemed to be raging in the forest. Animals in the village screamed in fear, as if seeing something in the sky. This went on for a long time, until finally everything became quiet. In the morning, everyone gathered near the tamarind tree. They saw 3 people from 3 religions sitting there, visibly upset. Everyone asked why they were upset and what had happened last night. Then they noticed that after the villagers had returned to their homes, 3 more horses had appeared.
Then they asked the 3 of us to get on the 3 horses and assured us that no harm would come to us. We would work to keep you safe. The Imam Sahib, the Pandit, and the priest decided to do whatever was necessary for the good of the village, even if it meant risking their lives. The 3 set off on their horses, and with them, the father and the 2 Jamud brothers rode on separate horses. Soon they arrived near the forest. There they saw 3 black dogs and 3 more white horses. The father of the Huzur said, "Start the ritual of your religion, for these demons belong to 3 religions, Hindu, Muslim and Christian." They began their rituals. Ruqya was recited. The father drew a specific boundary and said only the 3 horses would enter. No demon like Jinn could cross it. The 3 saw the father and the 2 Jamud brothers riding into the forest, accompanied by the 3 dogs, 3 horses, and 2 young men aged 20 to 22. Others seemed to be there too, but their faces were unseen. Inside the forest, a loud scream echoed. Trees fell, fire flared like lightning, and deafening cries shook the night. Countless dwarf-shaped demons tried to break free, but the ritual held them back. The demons repeatedly tried to enter the village, but because of the ritual and the guidance of the old man, they could not. After a long night, silence finally returned. In the morning, the old man appeared with 3 horses, showing gratitude. "If you had not done this, we could not have killed the demons," he said, tears flowing from his eyes. Everyone asked what had happened. The old man revealed that his mute son had died while defeating the demons, along with 4 pious jinns. Their bodies were taken to Pakistan. The demons were finally destroyed, and no evil force would harm the village again. The 3 horses were brought down, then left. The old man gave 3 gifts to the 3 heroes, but only they knew what they were. They were forbidden to reveal it. The old man and his son were never seen in the village again, and that was the incident. There was a time when such ghost-like jinns were very active. With the help of great elders, they were driven away. Now such incidents are rare. The elders may not be seen often, but they exist. Dear listeners, this was a very strange incident. I felt especially for the mute man who sacrificed himself to save the village. The brave who never hesitate to protect others are remembered as heroes, granted high status with Allah. The story ends here, but is everything really over? Bolipur village has become quiet again. The cries of animals have stopped. The unknown sounds of the night are gone. Yet, when walking past the forest, the wind grows heavy. Under the tamarind tree, it feels like someone is silently watching. On some nights, the faint barking of a dog can still be heard, just like that day. Who knows, have the evil forces truly ended, or are they just waiting? Now the question is for you. If you were in that village, would you have chased away the mute madman, or would you have believed that a silent person might be the greatest protector? Share your thoughts on these unknown, uncomfortable truths in the comments. Your experiences and beliefs may become the source of our next story. If you want these scary stories to be your companions in the silence of the night, quietly subscribe and turn on the bell icon. You never know when darkness will call again. In the next video, we will bring you an incident where no one comes to save you, and the ending is even more unsettling. I am saying goodbye here today. I was speaking on behalf of Spirit Horror World. Be well, and before turning off the lights tonight, take a look around.